Who is the most overrated celebrity? This is a tier list by EthanOnEverything. Funnily enough, I know this guy. This guy lives rent-free on my TikTok For You page, right? I've seen this guy talk about... Obviously, he's a smart guy. The recent video I've watched of him was like this Lindsay case and the women defending all these atrocities. Let's just say that. Anyway. Right, so we've got that, right? We've got that. Yeah, also please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. So for my opinion, the most overrated celebrities are, oddly enough, I'm gonna say it, Zendaya. I don't know what people have with her. I don't get it. I don't understand. She's not that special. Honestly, same with Tom Holland. I don't get it. They want him for anything, right? They want him for Spider-Man, which he obviously is. They want him for Blink. They want him for Uncharted, which he was in, I think. They want him for everything. I don't know why. The Rock, obviously. Hot take, Chris Hemsworth is also in there. Hot take. Right? That one's also in there. There's probably a couple of others that are in there. Anyway, we're going in. We're going in. This is a long one. Get ready.
Overrated celebrities. That is what we are going to be talking about today, okay? And understand this. I know, by definition, I think celebrities are just overrated. All of them. Literally.
I mean, true, right? Right? True. I mean, at the end of the... See, they're not, like, great inventors. They're not, like, right? Well, would you say all of them are overrated? Because I wouldn't say Michael Jackson was overrated. I wouldn't say that. Right? I mean, like, it really depends. Because there is a ton of Nepo babies, right? That are just there because of nepotism. Well, how would I be overrated? I'm not even a celebrity. This doesn't make sense, Crockrock. Sit down. The only actor I want to be in everything is Johnny Depp. I mean, I think he will be in the new what was it? He will play Ebenezer in that movie, right? What is that story called? I forgot. In German I know obviously, but in English I don't, right? With the ghosts and the old dude being harassed on Christmas.
Every last one, because I think when we're getting to a point where we are literally worshiping a celebrity as if there's some type of prophet, I feel like we've lost the plot. Not number one, I can acknowledge that Taylor Swift is probably the most... How do I say this? It's probably...
Oh yeah, she's he's trying to sound softer because the Swifties are ruthless. Hot take, Taylor Swift is garbage. Christmas Carol, yeah, that could be. Taylor Swift is, in my opinion, not just overrated. I don't even think she has that much talent to begin with. I mean, listening to her songs, right? Some of them may sound good, right? But, like, once you start listening to the lyrics, you realize that this woman is singing about total, complete nonsense. It is meaningless. It has no value. I don't know how she's that successful. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. This must be some kind of brainwashing for the ladies, but I don't get it. Most of her songs are really... They're just not it, right? How often can you sing over a lost love? How often?
Probably the best female musician of all time, okay? Like, I don't even think that's a hot take so much, okay? But when I saw the literal army of people
I seriously don't agree. I don't think she is. Not from her at least not on lyrics, right? Maybe on numbers. Yeah, sure, numbers. Probably, very likely, yeah. But on like a talent level and on a lyrical level, absolutely not.
As if it was some type of like biblical level betrayal when she actually got married to her fiance. That was one of the craziest things that I've ever seen. Like, why are y'all surprised by that, dog? Like, no, this is parasocial to a different degree. Y'all are actually heartbroken because I'm sorry, we're getting into it. I'm gonna be going through celebrities throughout comedy, throughout YouTube.
Might be honestly, so this is a hot take, but I think when it comes to that because it's like right, because they see it as her as such a feminist icon, right? They could never imagine her getting married because, well, they themselves can't imagine themselves getting married, right? Whitney Houston, I think, is the best female singer. Yeah, I think OG like Madonna before she became Frankenwoman, right? Before she ended up looking the way she does currently, right? I think is also better. Um, a bunch of our older German singers are also better in my opinion, and I don't even listen to them. Right? See, my problem is with that is a general thing with modern music is I listen. Yeah, shocker, I know, but I listen to the lyrics. And if I don't like the lyrics, the song just becomes I can't listen to it, right? It becomes unlistenable, right? The moment I realize that it's in a song about getting back shots, it's just over, right? I'm just like, yeah, I'm never listening to that ever again. That's just the reality. I'm sorry.
Throughout pretty much all of the scopes, and I'm going to be ranking them on how overrated I think they are, okay? And some of the people that are going to be in my crosshairs today are going to be Taylor Swift, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Pedro Pascal, Mr. Beast.
Pedro Pascal is a creep. I will say it. This man is a creep. I don't like him. I think he's weird. It's weird. He's weird. That's the hot take. To me, he's a weirdo. Reason being, I've never heard of anybody ever needing to touch somebody or be touched by somebody because they have anxiety. Not only is it weird that he only does it with people that are attractive. He will never hold the hand of somebody that's dead ugly. He doesn't do that. And I wonder why. I truly wonder why. We all know why. Because that's just actually not true. It's also like, I forgot which actor it was, but when he touched this guy's wife, the dude just looked like, yeah, I'm gonna punt you into the ground.
In Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, bro. Everybody's getting angry with this video. I just felt the aura of people looking at me like, let's see what this guy has to say. Let's see what this guy has to say. Don't worry. Okay, if one person's getting offended, everybody's getting offended. Okay, if this video is enjoyable to you though, please hit a like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I'm gonna keep it $150 with you. I think we're actually gonna reach it like the next 2 weeks. If I'm being honest, I think we're gonna reach it within the next 2 weeks. So honestly, you know what? 300,000 by the end of the year. Let's get crazy over here. 300,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That is the goal, and I will be. I don't know what I'm actually gonna do. I don't know what I was gonna say. Top comment. We could take a look at it. Let's get into the video of most overrated celebrities. Let's go. Taylor Swift. Okay, I'm getting this one out of the way. Understand this being
F tier. If there's an F tier, F tier. Lowest tier. Lowest. I don't get it. I seriously, Pedro is super weird as well with how he embraces his fans calling him daddy. That's weird. Weird. What is, like, did we not establish a few years ago how parasocialism is really, really bad? And now we're like, oh yeah, actually, never mind.
overrated is a matter of like what is there, how do people as a whole view them. Let me just say this right now. I think Taylor Swift is probably the best female musician to ever live. So you are comparing her to a Beyonce. However, some of y'all do take it a little bit too far though. I'm sorry, y'all talk about Taylor Swift the same people like the same way that like religious people talk about like an actual prophet. And it is a little strange because it's like, brother. Taylor Swift, most of her bangers were like 8 years ago. That's my hot take. I think the majority of Taylor Swift's bangers are behind her. I think we're moving into states where most of her songs are fairly formulaic, and most of her bangers are from breakups. And unless he divorces Travis Kelce, which, I'm sorry, bro, a divorce attorney is walking in there like he just, like, literally Scrooge McDuck level money. He's like, oh, I'm getting something good today. Okay, unless that prenup's gonna be insane. Sorry, Kelsey. But, Unless that happens and she releases an actual banger on top of that, I think the best days of Taylor Swift is behind her. However, with everything that she's been able to do, accolade after accolade after accolade, you kind of have to give it to her. However, she has an actual cult around her. No, it is. I'm sorry. Swifties are like, at this point, becoming like an actual...
I would call them mentally ill. Because if you're infatuation with a celebrity, regardless if you're a man, woman, whatever, right? If your infatuation with a celebrity is that great that you name your children Taylor, that you name yourself Taylor, that you have a fucking Taylor shrine, that you harass people that that give very fair criticism, you are mentally ill. You are mentally unwell. That is my take, regardless of who it is, right? I see people with others as well, right? It doesn't matter. There's some Kanye and Drake fans that are just exactly as bad, right? Then you are mentally ill. Straight up. I'm gonna say it. I don't care. Taylor's more of a brand than a musician. Yeah, that's also something, right? For me, it's like the same, right? I think the same thing applies, right? Because I've seen Mr. Beast is in this video for sure. That's the same thing. I don't consider Mr. Beast a YouTuber. I consider him a brand. That's not a YouTuber anymore. There's not a lot of you in there. Just like there's not a lot of musician into this one.
Actual cult. It is absolutely insane to me, bro. It is a hive mind. It is the flood. Y'all are walking around wearing denim jeans, white shirts. Bro, I'm sorry. Every single Starbucks executive, I swear, wants to put a new Starbucks location wherever they even believe Taylor Swift is going to be. Dog, they're looking at that private jet map that she uses to go around the fucking block, and they're looking at that like, yo, Starbucks there, Starbucks there, Starbucks there. Because they know the hive mind of Swifties is gonna congregate over there like some type of fungal spore. That's how they know. Like, y'all, I want you to think about this. You guys turned one of the most successful and most prolific artists of the generation pretty overrated. Pretty overrated. The way that you talk about Taylor Swift is actually insane. Okay, however, it's offset by people like moi who rightfully dunk on the Swifties. So I'm gonna be real here. Like, you can dislike me. I'm making this balance. Okay, I'm bringing balance to the force over here. I'm putting Taylor Swift on borderline overrated, okay?
Yep. There we go. I would have... Why is she borderline? That's, I don't know, man. I would have put her straight up into the red. I don't care, bro. Hi, GT. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hello. The thing is, like, he just put her into borderline because he knows if he puts her higher, he's gonna get a ton of harassment. I got a harmless cheater in my stream yesterday. Not bad. Hopefully you beat his booty.
Because it's gonna get real bad real quick. Kevin Hart. Hot take. Kevin Hart's not that funny. Yeah, no. I'm gonna let that ruminate for a second. No. Give me a Kevin Hart bit that is hilarious, that doesn't play at his own height, and it's not exacerbated by the way that he says things. No. Like, on a real note, like, it's not that Kevin...
I can't really say much about Kevin Hart because, like, honestly, I haven't even watched that. Like, I haven't even watched a lot of his, like, anything really. Not really. But the height thing I know, right? But, like, aside from that, not really. So I can't really say much about Kevin Hart. Like, I saw this movie not too long ago called DC League of Super Pets, in which had Kevin Hart and The Rock voicing dogs, as usual. I guess this combo's kinda fair, but, like, Kevin just shouts and calls it comedy. I don't know. I haven't seen enough to make a judgment. I don't know. I just care like way too little about him.
Hart is, like, not funny at all. Every other comedian I think is funnier than him. Brother, I think Eddie Murphy smokes him. It's not even close, bro. It is hilarious that people want to compare Kevin Hart to Eddie Murphy. Kevin Hart to, Chris Rock.
Forget it. That doesn't even make sense, right? Sheer alone by the Dr. Dolittle movies, right? I love those, by the way. Especially the first one. The first one is peak. And when I guess the second one is still funny when he tries to play Doctor Love with for the bear, right? There's a couple of other movies, right? Like Eddie Murphy, yeah, not comparable. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Rock. Bro, Chris Rock is way funnier than Kevin Hart. And I'm just going to say this right now. Bro, we talk about Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Dwayne can't act. Neither can Kevin. Kevin can literally not act. Brother, the majority of his castability literally is off him being a manlet. I'm sorry. That is the truth. Kevin Hart is like... Dude, Kevin Hart...
The thing is, like, with The Rock, right? Every movie that he stars in, he is not actually playing the character. He's just playing The Rock. And that applies to essentially all the movies he's in. Like, hopefully Adam Sandler is not in this. I think he's funny. I like Adam Sandler. I like also that Adam Sandler has the potential to also play more serious roles, right? The one with the space spider, right? I actually really like that one, right? He has the potential, he just never really does it that often. And of course, my guilty pleasure, if you know Zohan, right? Zohan, whatever you want to pronounce it, right? That one. When he plays, was it an Israeli? I think it was. That's a peak movie. I'm sorry.
Hart and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Kevin Hart and Shaquille... I think Shaquille O'Neal's funnier than Kevin Hart. Oh yeah, no. We're going full hot take mode. I put Kevin Hart above, like, in terms of, like, stand-up comedy, and that's how I'm ranking this one. It's like, well, he's funny in this movie. I fucking hope he's funny in the movie. He has cinematography, he has directing. The entire movie is literally oriented around him. Anybody can be funny in a movie. That's on the director and the writing. All he has to do is deliver things in a Kevin Hart way, and you're gonna laugh at it. No. I'm talking stand-up. Kevin Hart, stand-up comedy, I put it above Joe Rogan. That's about it. And Joe Rogan's stand-up comedy is very bad. It's real bad. The funniest that Joe Rogan is conversational. And Kevin Hart's funniness is on his delivery. It's not even so much conversational. What he says isn't funny. It's how he delivers it. That's the best way that I can describe it. Kevin Hart is like not, bro. Honestly, let's go through it. In terms of comedians, and this is why I'm saying overrated. He has gotten a level of fame and fortune off being a comedian that is so much higher than just about every other comedian that's ever been in Hollywood. Like, no, let's actually think about it. You think he's funnier than Chris Rock? No, Chris Rock is funnier than him. Eddie Murphy is funnier than him. Adam Sandler's funnier than Kevin Hart. I'm sorry, like, it sounds like I'm hating, and part of it is I am. I'm talking about Kevin Hart has gotten such an unreal amount of fame where has the same delivery for every single role you put him in. He's like, oh, dude, like, you know what? I'll be a Kevin Hart hater. I mean, bro, he might have been on the Diddy stuff. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'll hate a little bit, bro. I think Kevin Hart's very overrated. Very overrated. I'm sorry. Like, the amount of comedians that are in Hollywood that haven't gotten literally like 1% of what Kevin Hart got, and I think they're way funnier than Kevin, and the marketability of Kevin Hart, I'm sorry, at this point, he's small. That's really what it is. I'm putting Kevin Hart overrated. Now,
wait, he's small? Well, yeah, he is. Anyway, Adam, yes, Grown Ups 1 and 2 were fun. Yeah, I love that one as well. Hopefully Kevin James isn't in here, because Kevin James is also funnier. Right? He's also funnier, right? You know, Duck and Carry? Right? That one? I love that one as well. Anyway. But don't forget that that's if Click Adam really put his all on that scene, so it would seem.
Not peak overrated. There's a few other people that I'm going to put in there, but I'm going to put them in overrated. Pedro Pascal. Brother, I'm not a Pedro hater, but this is the part that I dislike. Anxiety. Are we being that as anxiety? Are we?
Yep. He brings it to the point. Anxiety. No, buddy. You just want to touch pretty people. I know the type of man you are. You just want to touch pretty people. We know. We can tell, buddy. Nuh-uh. Nobody believes that. Not a single person on Earth believes that. Nobody. And the people that do believe that want to be touched. It's reported Eminem's making a third Grown Ups. Hopefully it's true. That would be funny as well, yeah.
for real right now. Oh yeah, my goodness, I got this anxiety, and like whenever I get this, I get really touchy feely only around women, only around women. And when I mean by touchy feely, I mean it's like, ooh, ooh, okay.
No, 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 no. Not only around, not just around women. He didn't do that with Bella Ramsey. He doesn't do it with any other unattractive woman. Only around attractive women. And it doesn't even matter whether they're married or not. Bro does not care. If you are an attractive woman, he will get anxiety next to you and touch you. Anyway.
Hey, okay, Pedro. Okay, I didn't know that we were getting you from Game of Thrones over here. And that's the thing. I think Pedro's a dog, dude. I think Pedro's a dog. And understand that. There ain't no problem with that. Vanessa Kirby didn't have a problem. Vanessa Kirby's the one that's a married woman, by the way. And the way that she's looking at Pedro Pascal, I would think that she's married to Pedro. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, okay? Maybe it's not so much here, but I see it on other places. And I actually saw a dude be like, it's like all these dudes acting all insecure, acting like Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal. That's not like a normal thing. Dog, I'm sorry, your girl is 100% cheating on you. 100%. Like, I'm sorry. If your girl is looking at another man the same way that Vanessa Kirby is looking at Pedro Pascal, dog, they are going at it hard. Bro, it is, bro. Like, and the part that makes me feel like that, they're making me feel schizophrenic because
Okay, stop being racist against the Spanish guy. I don't care. Also, how can you be racist against Spanish? They're classified as white unless he's from Mexico. Then suddenly they're not. Anyway. Who is worse, Pedro Pascal or Jared Leto? Considering how Jared Leto kills off every movie he touches, right? Every movie he stars in, he kills the movie, right? We've seen it with Morbius. We've seen this with the new Blade Runner. Yeah, no. He kills everything. That man is toxic. I don't know how else to put it. I'm sorry, big guy. Anyway, yeah. I mean, he's got a point. It's also like, hot take. I feel like a lot of people in Hollywood are cheating on their partners. It's just that you will not see this many divorces because of that diabolical, right? Right. Because of a diabolical prenup, probably. Talk about homes. We can be racist all we want. He's from Chile. Okay. Anyway.
I'm like, dude, it's not even like, are you trying to cancel Pedro? No! But I recognize the game that Pedro is throwing. Do I think he's kind of overrated? That's tough. Because I think he has really good reigns. I think he's good in Game of Thrones and Oberyn Martell. I think him as Mr. Fantastic, I feel like there's not a lot. Like, I don't think he did a great job, but I think he did a good job. I think Pedro Pascal has a pretty good reigns. I think he did really good as Joel Miller in The Last of Us. I think he can demonstrate a pretty good reigns.
Yeah, too bad they hopefully... Well, too bad they will kill him off, if they haven't already. I don't know. Unfortunately, this got a second season, which it shouldn't have. Anyway, fantastic. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it at all. I guess, right? He does a decent Mandalorian. Yeah, I give him that as well.
However, there is a bit of overratedness when they're talking about him as the greatest modern actor of our time. Bring it back a little bit. There's quite a few actors that I think are a few levels above a Pedro Pascal, but I think Pedro Pascal right now is kind of overrated. And part of that is like the amount of people that are like, yeah, no, bro, it's not weird that he's touching up on all these people and he has anxiety for it. It's like, dog, I'm sorry. If I said, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta rest my hands on them honkers because I got some anxiety, dog, I'm getting Me Too'd so quick. But
the only reason this is fine is because he's famous and because they don't consider him white. That's the only reason. If you did this in public, what he does, right? You hold random people, right? You tell them you have anxiety if you could hold their hands. Version A, you're getting the police called. Version B, you're getting folded on the spot. Those are the two versions you got. Anyway, Marvel already had a Mr. Fantastic, the guy from The Office, and they chose the Mandarin. Mandarin? Anyways. I think that the old Mr. Fantastic, right? The one with, right? The older ones, right? With the blonde chick playing like Susan Storm. She's always blonde, but like, right? The older ones, right? I feel like that guy's still better. Hot take. That guy is still better.
Pedro is a handsome gentleman, so he can get away with it. I don't have a problem with that at all. But don't tell me that it's something different than it isn't. And y'all are self-reporting when you're saying some stuff like, "Oh yeah, bro, if my girl did that, I would have no problem with it." Brother, she's not your girl. It's just your time with her. Okay, that's my wisdom that I'm gonna give you. Kind of overrated, but I'm gonna put him right there. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's kind of actually no, he is a weirdo. Bro, Dwayne lies about stuff.
He's kind of now he is a weirdo. Wait, he lies about stuff? Yeah, I'm not surprised, right? Didn't he lie about being natty when he's not? Anyway, literally the Rock highest rated movie is Moana. Yeah, and he wasn't even, right, he was only voice acting.
That make no sense. It doesn't, bro. Stop lying. Oh yeah, bro, I have a cheat meal and I'm having 12,000 calories of flapjacks from Flapjack Shack. Don't pay attention to the sponsorship over there. Brother, no you don't. Oh, here's another one. I remember when he, it was either Chick-fil-A, what was it? Was it a Five Guys or a Chick-fil-A? Somebody correct me in the comment section. Where he acted like he's never gone to a fast food restaurant before. And it was one of...
Oh, no, right. I remember that. No! I remember that. Wait. I remember that. Natty, yep, natural, but he isn't. Obviously. Was he involved in some fraud during the Hawaii incident? I have no idea. Regardless, right? So, right? He literally acted like he has never, ever visited a fast food restaurant ever, right? He's never been inside one, he's never touched one, he's never eaten in anyone. It was so bad. It was so bad.
The most obvious lies that I've ever seen. Like, bro went through a drive-through and it's like, I don't even know what to order, man. This is kind of crazy. This is what people eat every day? When people found out, like, that he posted Instagram stories of himself eating fast food, like not even that long ago. Dog, it's weird, and I get it, bro. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is literally just a businessman. Dog, that's what it is. But there's nothing authentic left of him. There is no, like, what is... Like, The Rock has absorbed what the original Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is. And it gets to a point where I'm like, what are you trying to be? What are you trying to be? I remember when he wanted to be a politician. That was the most cringe part. Because if you...
Oh, no. What? No. How? How could you make this man? Please don't withdraw. I could see him be like, his greatest goal is to become the president of the United States. I could see it. You missed my comment on Jared Leto's Skeletor. See, that's how unimportant Jared Leto is. That just makes sense. He was method acting when playing Skeletor. Just fucking bury He-Man. The franchise is dead. Bury it.
Ask Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to give an opinion on literally anything. He doesn't even give a safe opinion, because a safe opinion means that you're not going to get in trouble. He would give opinions that like a kindergartner would give. Hey, yo, what's your thought on this current political issue? I think good people should do good things, and I think bad people should try to be good people. Wow! That's what he sounds like when he talks about politics to me. It's just, that's really what it is, bro. Also, I don't like this... I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's a tough guy. I think he is. But stop playing the tough guy thing when it's literally in your contracts that you can never lose a matchup in a movie. That's cringe. I think what he did with the DC Universe is also very, very sifty. I don't like that he did that. For anyone who does know what he was trying to do, he...
Probably something related to Black Adam? I'm assuming The Rock more like the flop. He felt Black Adam movie, box office, and Moana live action too. No matter which actor you would have put in as Maui, that movie would have failed regardless. Because the people have live action fatigue. This live action movie provides nothing. Nothing. Zero. It provides nothing to the broader, to a broader audience. It provides nothing to the audience. Why would I consume an inferior product? Because yes, it is an inferior product. When I saw the initial trailer for it, I could have made that with AI. It literally looks like AI. Anyway, I wonder if he'll have Jason Momoa on this list. Good question. Would I say he's overrated? A little. The women are fawning over him quite a bit. Anyway, this movie would have failed regardless, whether The Rock was in it or not. And Black Adam, I mean, it is arguably a decent, right? He kind of fits the role. The problem is that he cannot act, and his problem is that he's always The Rock regardless of what he actually does. Right? I think John Cena has more personality as an actor than The Rock. Yeah, I liked him as right, I liked him as Peacemaker, honestly. Jason is starting to become a Jack Black, I guess.
Fair. Wanted to take up the DC universe when it was low and use his producing company to basically like farm money on the DC universe, and he told Henry Cavill that he would restore Henry Cavill as Superman if he was able to do it, and then he casted himself as Black Adam, and Black Adam was going to be the most powerful character, and he didn't like the idea that Black Adam was a villain, so he basically made him into an anti-hero because he didn't want him to lose the Shazam Zachary Levi. I'm not kidding, that's how petty The Rock is. Brother, I'm putting peak overrated. Very overrated. And I just think he is in general. I'm putting him peak overrated. Will Smith. I'm calling it right now. It's going to come out like 5 years later.
I don't think Will Smith is overrated. If anything, I think this man has fallen off ever since the Jada incident. Ever since the slap. That's when I think this man just started falling off. That is my hot take. I think this guy is insanely fallen off since. Right? That's just a reality. People probably don't like hearing that, but that's my opinion, right? Because I liked Will Smith, right? I liked him, right, in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I liked him in Men in Black. I liked him in I, Robot, right? Hancock is also pretty decent, right? But like, I think Rock fits as Black Adam, but unfortunately, he is The Rock. So, yeah, not gonna work. Dave Bautista is a better of a wrestler in Hollywood than The Rock. Rock needs to go back to wrestling or retire. I think hot take. How about we start training properly training actors again, and instead of just like taking them from anywhere. It's like we're taking musicians and turn them into actors, but they're terrible actors. So they put more work into acting than they actually what they're good at. I don't think Dave Bautista is that much better of an actor either. What about him? No. Okay, fair. That's an abomination. Never mind. That is probably an abomination because it's actually live action again for a movie that is perfectly good the way it was. Anyway.
I'm gonna be okay. How do I say this without sounding really, really mean? How do I say this? I think Will Smith has something. I think the chair. Okay. How do I say this? I think Will Smith is.
Did you just wanted to call him a cuck? To be fair, I will get that.
The reason why every single hotel room that you go into has a chair in the corner. I'm not kidding. I would not be surprised at all if that's something that he's into. Not at all. I would be like, yep, checks out. Because, bro, I'm sorry. It's just weird. It's weird, dude. It's so strange. Like, I don't even know how it started. Because, like, Will Smith was, like, a cool dude. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, one of his best works. I think he did good as voice. I think he's a good voice. I think he has range. I think he's a good actor. But this is where it kind of weirds me out, bro. I think in his...
So, for one, the slap was not needed, right? I would have just ignored it, right? And then also, it was a slap. That's pathetic. Right? I feel like that's pathetic. Hot take. It's not just about that he did it, it's also how he did it. Right? Right? That's one thing. Also. Right? You don't just do a slap. You fold the man in public. Anyway. But to be honest, you would have done the same. Nope, I would have not. Honestly, because it's right. First of all, it was a comedy bit. It's been all like throughout all history, comedians have picked on people that are in the audience. That is a normal thing that will happen, right? That's a normal thing that will happen. In this case, I don't even get why he got up, right? The only reason he got up is because his wife looked at him and were like, "Are you gonna do something or not, you bitch? Go slap him. Be a good little puck."
In his personal life, I either think he literally was mentally broken in his marriage, and like this is literally him like recovering from that. But then I would also think like, bro, you are way too comfortable like saying very, very personal things. You are way too comfortable with that. Slapping Chris Rock, I'm gonna tell you something right now, bro. Chris Rock is a better person than me. I would literally decimate Will Smith in any type of physical activity. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm looking at Will Smith, bro. You got a little, bro, like, bah! Bah! Like, oh, bro, I just think he's kind of a weird dude. I really do. I don't know. I think there's something more behind the scenes. I think I think there's a humiliation thing with him. And I think that's ultimately, bro, I think he's kind of overrated.
Masochist? Nah, I wouldn't put him in kind of overrated. I would put him in borderline, but maybe just cool. Maybe actually even a tier lower, right? If there was one, like, fallen off. Yeah, I would actually put him actually not even on the list. He doesn't deserve to be on the list now, right? Unless you take, like, I don't know, peak Will Smith, question mark? Maybe.
I think he has good reigns. It's kind of the same thing with Pedro. I think Pedro has good reigns. The overratedness where I'm like, okay, these are weird people. Like they are weird people. I think there's gonna be something with Pedro Pascal that's gonna come out in like 5 years that we're gonna be like, not like a Me Too, nothing too bad, but I think there's gonna be something where it's like, oh, he's kind of like a Leonardo DiCaprio type of thing. I'm gonna put him in kind of overrated. Keanu Reeves, the GOAT, bro. I love Keanu, dude. Keanu is a dude, man. Dude.
The amount of time this man has been spotted in public looking absolutely homeless is hilarious. It just is. Crazy Rock is the Avengers of the grown-up series. And seeing him getting slapped got me annoyed. Pretty much, yeah. I don't know. It was just a weird move. The reason why Detective Pikachu did not make any money is because it was live action. If you gave Detective Pikachu, right, to an animation studio, a proper animation studio, this movie would have done a lot better than what it did. That's just a hot take. But anyway, do you look like Keanu? Nope, I do not. I mean, nah, my beard grows way longer, like way more outrageously longer than his does. I mean, I do sometimes rock longer hair, fair, but that's about it.
First off, Matrix under his belt. And this is the part that bothers me. People will bring up, well, Keanu Reeves doesn't have a lot of depth in his acting. Nobody said that. Brother, I'm gonna say, Keanu Reeves fans never bring up his acting for why he's a cool dude. They bring up that he's just a regular guy, takes the subway everywhere, helps out people on his day-to-day life, literally is just one of the most likable people there is. Yeah, he's one note, but like, he's like a jolly dude. Bro, no, he is, though. When Keanu Reeves gets a little bit older and, you know, like, actually AIDSes, because he, like, I don't know how he's literally, like tricked AIDSing in its entirety. Dog, Keanu Reeves could play Santa Claus, and I would buy it, because he's just that jolly, bro. I like Keanu. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. I put him in cool. And he's not overrated. Very fairly rated. I think he's a great guy. I'm going to put him in cool. PewDiePie. Dog, I'm going to be real here. The amount of people that want to play revisionist history on PewDiePie, like he didn't literally lay the foundation of modern YouTube, is absolutely insane. I'm gonna call it right now. This is good. I'm actually gonna move somebody up so we can have this discussion. I think PewDiePie is more influential than Mr. Beast, and I don't think Mr. Beast will ever get to the.
Yeah, PewDiePie is more influential than Mr. Beast. This is not even an argument. This PewDiePie is the definition of the slogan "broadcast yourself" that YouTube at one point had. There is no argument to be made, right? Definitely. He is, right? Never really a sellout, incredibly successful. Got out before it got really bad, right? Has a wife, has a child, lives his best life, right? You can't argue with that, right? And arguably, I would even put JonTron just a tiny bit lower than him, right? But that man also got out before things went to shit. PewDiePie literally paved the way for all YouTubers pretty much. And I think Mr. Beast does the exact opposite. He very much corporatizes YouTube. PewDiePie is what Charlie Chaplin is to movies, pretty much. There's no argument to be made. Keanu Reeves can't do martial arts anymore because his knee is hurting during his interview. Keanu might just do some live action movies that doesn't involve karate and animated movies. Probably. Could be. Voice acting, maybe. We'll see. Remember that Team Water? People got angry at Mr. Beast. I don't know why. Can you explain? It's actually quite simple. The money is spent. Right? It helped nothing. It helped nothing. A lot of the things, in fact, right, that he built, right? A lot of these water fountains and shit are not even operational anymore because the local population absolutely obliterated these. Because, fun fact, people that don't know how these function and people who do not have the means to operate them will ultimately destroy them. Dude's never got any problems with relationships, unlike Miskiv. Yeah. Look, the abuse, right? That Miskiv had to face. A plushie being thrown at him. Anyway. He made YouTube videos in a cave with a boxing content. I could think of a better way to use the Tony Stark line.
Level of PewDiePie's of being as influential as him, because a lot of the stuff that we'll talk about Mr. Beast instead. PewDiePie was so outrageously himself that his personality imprinted on the very culture of the internet. Imagine being so unapologetically yourself and people enjoy it so much that your personality literally became a template for people on the internet. Okay? I always say, like, there's no character that I'm really playing. No. I just say the things that I think. That's really why whenever I'm filming these, I just say what I think. If it's wrong, I'm sorry. If you disagree with it, disagree with it. And if you enjoy it, thank you. Bro, people tried to be PewDiePie so bad. And, like, the amount of things that you can, like, attribute to PewDiePie. PewDiePie revolutionized gaming commentary walkthroughs, face cams. What's another one that he revolutionized? Just being a personality on the internet was a big one that he did. He inspired Mr. Beast himself, by the way. But, and, like, I think
that Mr. Beast was lying. That is my hot take. Because what Mr. Beast is doing now is so far away from what PewDiePie was doing that there is no way there was actual inspiration taken. And if there was, then it was initially. But now he is as far away as he could. Right? He is as far away as he could. Absolutely. 100%. Because last time I checked, PewDiePie wasn't a massive corpo. That's just the truth, right?
Ooh, here's another one that I'm gonna say. PewDiePie is the biggest single YouTuber. I'm sorry, oh, well, he has an editor, he has this. No. Comparing PewDiePie to Mr. Beast, because Mr. Beast is a corporation at this point. Mr. Beast is not a person. He is a facade. That's what that is. PewDiePie is Felix. Felix is PewDiePie. Jimmy is not Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is not Jimmy. We're going to get into that in a second. PewDiePie's cool. I hate when people try to undercut what PewDiePie did. Like his...
Totally reasonable. Makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. 100%. Though nothing to argue here. It's true. Right? He's literally saying what I'm saying. Mr. Beast is a brand. He's a brand. That's a brand. That's not a YouTuber. That's what I'm saying, right? Same with like when people said, "Oh, T Series would be the biggest channel on YouTube." Yeah, fair, but T Series is not a YouTuber, right? If anything, I'm going to attribute a major push for Hollywood stuff being on YouTube to a large part of the biggest content creators on this platform, right? Very much including Mr. Beast.
Personality itself literally did not imprint upon the internet. I'm sorry, bro. Cool. Mr. Beast. This is what I mean. I think Mr. Beast as an influencer is less about innovation and more about building spectacle. Now, let me explain by this. PewDiePie did a ton of different things, and it was on here, from vlogging to gameplay to this. Mr. Beast is about basically like a one-man game show. That's essentially what he is, man. Now, I think he's pretty influential. I really do. I think he influenced a large portion of YouTube. I think there's a lot.
You mean so much so that KSI wants to be KSI wants to be the new Mr. Beast, or the Black Mr. Beast? Which is, by the way, absolutely going to fail because KSI. See, the problem is with KSI, he doesn't even have a properly curated personality. Like, this man is absolutely properly curated, right? The only time he got his ass beat is because people were coming out and saying, "Yo, some of the things that happen at these game shows were not fine. Why does Mr. Beast always have these creepy smiles and pictures?" That it probably has psychological reasons because that's probably what works the best, right? That's probably the reason. I think that's very much the reason, right? That works the best.
Of Mr. Beast clones, but I think Mr. Beast has gotten to the point where his YouTube videos represent the status quo of YouTube. Stereotypical big YouTuber, stereotypical this, stereotypical that. And overall, I don't think it's more of like a corporatized YouTuber. Is that the best way that
See? Look, he has the same opinion as me. True. Jimmy needs $250 billion. Building infrastructure for water does not work in Africa because the governments do not want this. Do people not understand this? The African governments do not want this. Right? Because then they lose control. About half of the entire continent is run by socialist dictators. There is no way you're gonna... Right? We pump trillions into Africa. Nothing changes. When will people realize that? You can give Mr. Beast trillions and it still won't work. I don't know why we're even having this discussion. This makes no sense. There is no way you can fix this continent unless you swap out the people in those governments and replace them with good people that know what to do. That is not happening. That's simple. No YouTuber will fit. If you could use the entirety of Elon Musk's money and shove that into Africa, it will change nothing. Zero. You will be able to feed people, for example, for a few years. After that, they will start starving again. Isn't that funny how that works? Because the infrastructure is not there. That's why he's not doing anything anymore. It's that simple. Or Mr. Beast isn't that great. He's not the evil person these radicals think he is. Indeed, right? Right? They tried to slander him as well, right? They tried to attack him, right? Unjustifiably, right? There were some justifiable things, right? I feel like one of the contributors why that died down was the Oompaville interview, because this man just didn't ask the hard questions, and that we investigate our company and found nothing wrong. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. Their government wants to remain their people as stereotype. Yep. Exactly. New Mr. Beast video, overthrow the African government. Yeah, it's not happening either. Did Mr. Beast ruin YouTube? Yes or no? I'd argue yes, to the degree that it becomes a lot more corporatized instead of like creators doing content anyway. Where's Chris Tyson? Gone. Vanquished. Fallen off of this whole controversy. Oh yeah, the dog pack YouTuber. Yeah, man, like tried to expose him and vanquished after being caught in 4K lying.
Thank Mr. Beast for doing this, doing that, like paving a clear way for like a YouTuber to move around. Like what does that look like scaled up? What does the biggest YouTuber in the world look like? And I think like even PewDiePie, no, not PewDiePie, I even think like some of the criticism that Mr. Beast gets hit with, I'm kind of like, yeah, bro, what do you think? Do you think Mr. Beast was a one-man business? You didn't think that there wasn't some weirdness inside of the corporation that is Mr. Beast? Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, if you thought that, like, the Mr. Beast YouTube channel was Felix and then 8 of his homies and that was it. No. It's a big corporation. Mr. Beast is just the mascot. And I'll say this right now. I do believe if you took Jimmy out of Mr. Beast and just replaced it with another YouTuber, it would do fine. Jimmy's personality has been absorbed by the Mr. Beast character to the point that if you're going...
True. There is so little Jimmy in this and so much more Mr. Beast that yeah, you could probably replace him with some other famous YouTuber, right? And it would do really well. It would probably still do very, very well, right? Because like like looking at the videos, he's really just the narrator. He's the narrator, right? He's the narrator, and that's it. That's really it. There's nothing much there, right? That's just my opinion, though.
To replace him, you don't play Jimmy, you play Mr. Beast. You can't do the PewDiePie YouTube channel without Felix. Does that make sense? You can't take the Felix out of PewDiePie, but you can take the Jimmy out of Mr. Beast because it is a corporation at this point. Now, I do think when we're looking at Mr. Beast, I think borderline. I do believe borderline. I think I still hold PewDiePie above him in terms of all grand influence, but I do give him his flowers when I can. Kim Kardashian. I'm just gonna say it right now.
The tape. That's all I will say. The tape. The tape.
Every single person in the Kardashian and Jenner family. I'm sorry. The most talented person out of the entire thing is Kim K's mom. She is the only one that I legitimately believe is talented in any extraordinary way, and I think her talent is marketing. The fact that she was able to market her children as, like, above average at all, when in reality they are actually some of the most boring human beings that I have ever seen. Brother, keeping up with the Kardashians would not be interesting if they did not have, like, an otherworldly level of wealth. Would you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians? I don't even think my fan base is watching. I think I'm preaching to like-minded individuals. Keeping Up with the Kardashians would not be interesting if they were not otherworldly wealthy. People watch it to have this fantasy of wealth, when in reality, it's just a bunch of very, very boring people telling you what they can do with all the money that they have, that you will never have. And I think that's very black-pilling, if I'm being for real here. But like, well, Kim K did this, Kim K did that. Brother, do you have any idea the cool shit that I would do if you gave me a billy? Brother, are we being for real right now? Well, you would do more than Kim K? Heck yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, well, she donated money to this, donated money to that. Bro, that's like bare minimum. That's like hilarious to me. I was like, well, she did that. Like, that's dope, and I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. Good job. You're like, you have the personality of a cardboard box. Your mom is like...
I'm gonna say this. They just donate because they can use it for a tax write-off. That is all. That is all. Right? I mean, fair. At least it doesn't go into, you know, taxes of the government, because they only do shit with it. But spoiler alert, they only do that because, yeah, you get the idea.
Legitimately, like, a business mastermind, because the marketing that she's able to pull off. But, like, let's just keep it real here. I'm sorry, I'm putting Kim K is overrated. Kim K is it peak overrated? Not as much because people do talk about Dwayne The Rock Johnson in a really big way. But like Kim K, there's like literally no talent to market, so he just has money. And people understand that. Drake.
Peak overrated. Here's something that you didn't know. This man took Tectone's leftovers. I am not kidding you. Bro is hanging out with Tectone's ex. It is crazy. It is you know, the same chick that fetishizes goth, right? That woman, right? It's the same one, right? Pink. It is crazy, right? Like, you gotta fall off insanely hard to take another man's leftovers, which in this case, bro, did. It's crazy, right? It is crazy. It is crazy. Is this about Golem, Kim Kardashian from Lord of the Rings? Nope, it's not. Not the entire video. It's about celebrities in general.
Ooh, this is gonna be tough. One's gonna be tough. Let me just say this before. I'm gonna move some people up. Yeah, I'm gonna move some people up. I think Kendrick Lamar was in the right for the entirety of the Drake beef. I do. I do believe the sheer amount of work that Kendrick has underneath his belt, and I don't mean the Drake snake, that's not what I'm talking about. No. I mean the sheer amount of, like, content and music that he has put out. Although none of them are arguably at the heights of Kendrick's height, bro, Drake does have a few songs that I would put above a few Drake songs. No. Drake has a few songs that I would put above a few Kendrick Lamar songs. I think the fact that every single Kendrick Lamar song is like, every single one of them is a masterpiece. It's like, not every single one. Not every. Humble, DNA, those are good. But then there's a few other ones where I'm like, that was kind of mid. That was kind of mid. They're not bad. Kendrick Lamar doesn't have any bad song, and Drake has a few bad songs. But I do believe the sheer amount of music that Drake has made has, like, cemented his influence in music as an entirety. However, do you know who hurts Drake's case more than anybody? Drake! Dog, stop comparing yourself to Michael Jackson. Oh, I'm about to crash out.
There's no way this man is anywhere near close to Michael Jackson, right? As much as I dislike Kanye is closer, right? Not close enough, in my opinion. But like, he's closer to the influence that he had on music than Drake is to Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. There is no way in hell.
Oh, I'm about to crash out right now. Oh. Okay, you know what? Here it comes. Drake comparing himself to Michael Jackson. There will literally end up, turn down your volume when I was saying, there will literally never be another Michael Jackson. None of you are that Kendrick isn't even close. Dude, when people compare Kendrick Lamar, Post Malone, Drake.
The only man more influential, arguably, than Michael Jackson is Jesus, and that's it. There comes nothing. There's like Michael Jackson, Jesus, nobody else. Like, right? There's like below Michael Jackson, there's nobody else, right? That comes close in the influence, right? This man had people fucking blacking out in the fucking audience. You can't compete with that, right? He's too weird with minors for any of his songs to be good. Like, I don't care what hits he has. He's an absolute creep. Fair.
Literally any artist to Michael Jackson, I'm like, no, it's not even close. If Michael Jackson was in his prime today, Drake would be seen as like a AA artist. Kendrick Lamar would be viewed as like, oh, yo, bro, you listen to Kendrick, dude? That's crazy. Man, I didn't know anybody knew about Kendrick Lamar. Post Malone would be seen as a lackey in comparison to what Michael Jackson was. Dude, when I did the historical aura video, people asked me, it's like, hey, I want you to do somebody from pop culture. I want you to do an artist. You can make the argument that Michael Jackson, in terms of like what he's been able to do for music and hip hop, and literally like change the way that music is done and perceived and conceived. You can put Michael Jackson in the same argument you put a Mozart and a Beethoven. That's how good Michael Jackson was, dude. Michael Jackson was the guy. Drake is not the guy. Kendrick Lamar is not the guy. Michael Jackson was that guy. Bro, I've been waiting for.
None of these will ever be able to pull off with what Michael did. Reason being, this man had his most his most successful album was the one that released after his death. Right? That is crazy. That is crazy, right? And it was not even really that many new, right? It was a few bits of new songs, but a lot of it was also just like unreleased stuff that he never intended to release. Anyway, what about Muhammad? The only thing that man is close to is the nearest kindergarten. That's the only thing that man is close to. I think Kurt Cobain would be on his level if he didn't pass away so quickly. Elvis, yeah, Elvis is also right. They're also not close to Elvis Presley. Nowhere near.
A reason to let that go. Whenever Drake compares him, you know how I know? Brother, when Drake was comparing himself to Michael Jackson, his homies said, no, you're not Michael Jackson, you're Drake. Look and put him in his place. Yeah! Fuck, man, sorry, I needed to get that one out of my chest. Now, here's the thing. I think Drake is kind of overrated. I do. I think Drake fanboys, dog, they live vicariously through him. It's cringe. I hate that part of the celebrity culture. I think it's super annoying. Bro, and that's what I gotta say. However, the body of work that Drake has is pretty impressive, and I'm gonna put him in kind of overrated. But still, very talented. Kendrick Lamar. Now, Kendrick fans, you do got to accept that not literally everything Kendrick makes is a masterpiece. No, it's not. He's talented. He's very talented. I think he is one of the best lyricists that I think I've ever seen. Can we agree on that? Kendrick fan? I know you're racing down, being like, yo, what does this guy think? No. Pause. I think Kendrick Lamar is one.
I don't know enough about Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, I've heard his name, but I don't think I've ever listened to a song, and if I did, it was accidentally. So I can't actually not say anything about him. What about Shakespeare? One of the most influential writers, very likely. Reason being, he took English essentially out of the war trenches, which is the occupation of the French, right? Here's a little historical fact. English was a peasant language. If you spoke English, you likely were lower class, while the upper class in the UK was speaking French. The royalty was speaking French. But yeah, just so you know. And Shakespeare completely reversed that, which is very interesting. Why are you naming the mustache, man? I don't think... I don't think about that one. See, the only thing the mustache man was good as was making like these postcards motifs. Which, fun fact, he actually did. It was literally like making these like postcard motifs. Anyway.
If not the best lyricist I have seen. I think he's really good. However, not every single song that he makes is amazing. I'm just gonna say that right now. He has some bangers, though. He has some bangers. The height of Kendrick Lamar is better than the height of Drake, but the lows of Drake are lower than anything that Kendrick Lamar has made. But Kendrick Lamar overall is like, it's great, good, mid, great. Y'all think it's great. No. That's not that. I don't think that. I think he has a few weaknesses in terms of his catalog. It's kind of like this. If you have Drake who's making 200 songs and he has this many good, this many mid, this many bad, but he has a few great. And then you have Kendrick, which has like 10 to 200. And like he has 7 great, 2 good, 1 mid. It's kind of like, oh yeah, bro. You're shooting at a higher, you're shooting like more bullseyes, but you're making so much less work. Therefore,
is American English peasant language? Not really. Thanks to Shakespeare, I guess. Arguably fair. Tell me I'm wrong. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if you're right or wrong. He's not Mustache Man. He's Army Chaplain. That's crazy.
Drake is going to be bigger. I'm sorry, that's how I look at it. However, not as overrated as Drake, but I do believe it's kind of borderline. Drake fans sound a lot like Swifties. Holy crap, I'm just now thinking about it. Yeah, no. Don't send this to your Kendrick. No. Oh my, I keep on saying Drake and Kendrick Lamar because I'm thinking about their beef. Send this to all the Kendrick Lamar fans that think every single thing that he makes is absolute gold and has never made anything even remotely mid. No, you are the exact same as Swifties. That's all you are. I'm sorry, but borderline, but impressive. Timothée Chalamet. Let me tell you something, bro. I was a Timothée Chalamet.
Isn't it Timothée Chalamet? Anyway, I don't know. He's fine. I don't hear people that much talking about him. I guess there's a few women simping for him, but that's about it, I think. Like, people literally only started to hate him because he said no one cares about opera and ballet. I told you this before. Yeah. But, like, the thing is, like, right? In the grand scheme of things, he's kind of right? You don't see that much, like, opera and ballet aren't really, right, mainstream. So I guess he's kind of right.
I'm a hater, bro. I thought he was a weirdo. I did not like Timothée Chalamet. He gave me vibes. However, when I tell you that I walked into the movie theater of Dune 2 and Timothée Chalamet had me going from, yo, who's this dweeb? Who did dweeb? What's he gonna do? To Listen Al Gaib. Bro, I was hyped. Dude, Timothée Chalamet, I do believe, is one of the actors of my generation. He is 29 years old. And I have no clue. I always thought I was older than him. And to find out that he's like older than me by like a pretty decent margin, I'm kind of like, that's interesting. I don't know how to feel about that. But no, one of the greatest of our generation. I think he's going to be seen as better than even like DiCaprio was. I think Timothée Chalamet is going to be viewed as one of the greatest actors of my entire generation. And I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I was going to put him in borderline.
Nah, I don't know. He's not talked about it, right? Yeah, fair. I don't know. I think he's fine. I don't think he's overrated. Nobody really talks about him that much, right? Timothy looks so much like a suspicious mouse. It throws off my focus every time someone brings him up. No! Wait, so you're saying he's the perfect candidate for the Ratatouille live action? French people can't be overrated, only underrated. They don't even get rated. They give up before the rating starts. Anyway.
Because some people kind of hype him up. When I saw the clip of him literally spitting out literal ball knowledge about college football as a Michigan 411 superiority gang, dude, I'm sorry, he goes in cool. Ball knowledge puts him right there. I gotta put him there. Zendaya.
Peak. Overrated. She is not all that. She is not Tom and Jerry live action. She is not all that. Congrats. You're pregnant with. How do I get pregnant with? Anyway, how can a man get pregnant with a lizard? Anyway, weird. Oh yeah, he'd be a great Remy.
Okay, let me. Ooh, I'm tapping. I'm on like the tightrope right now. We got the people that hate Zendaya, and then we got the people that love Zendaya on one side, and I'm about to get eviscerated by both. I'm walking the tightrope right now. I do believe Zendaya is a little bit overrated. I think she's a Disney kid, and she got some.
Here's something. People are saying she is one of the most attractive women right now in Hollywood, and I absolutely disagree. She is not. There's no. Sorry, but they're like, right? They're like, nah. Sorry, no, nowhere near.
connections when she was a kid throughout Disney, and then Disney executives put her in just about anything they can, and she has contacts all throughout the industry. She is literally one thing removed, like one notch removed from Nepo baby status in terms of her connections in the industry. I do think she's talented. I do think she's talented. However, she's not Timothée Chalamet. Not Timothée Chalamet. Get out of here. I like Zendaya's reigns. I don't believe is of the same caliber of a Timothée Chalamet. No. Look through Zendaya's entire catalog. I think she's more talented than Tom Holland. I don't rate Tom Holland that highly in terms of acting. I don't think his depth is that crazy. But like, ooh.
Tom Holland's thing is Spider-Man. That's it. I'm sorry, but that's it. He's not even my favorite Spider-Man. So, obviously, right? It makes sense. Fuck, I forgot his name. That's how crazy it is. The first Spider-Man actor? That's how crazy it is. Right? Tobey Maguire. Obviously, right? My personal favorite Spider-Man. I prefer Andrew Garfield as a Spider-Man. I would have loved to see a little more of The Amazing Spider-Man, right? I prefer that. I'm starting to like the direction that they're trying to do with Tom Holland Spider-Man. Because, right, you know, got the organic shit on him. Nice, right? But, like, nah, Anyway, Sony and Disney is the only one that changed Zendaya's career. Zendaya is just skinny. Andrew is just the best Peter, but not the best Spider-Man. Tobey is my preferred Spider-Man. Andrew is a good Peter. He also is a fun Spider-Man, and Tom Holland is Tom Holland.
I'm about to make people really mad. Ooh, I'm about to make people really mad on this one. Oh! Ooh, you know what? I might pop. Okay, there's gonna be a cut right after the Zendaya one because I'm gonna put one in here. I rate Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney's acting ability very similar. No. Watch immaculate. Sydney Sweeney has a weird amount of depth when it comes to like portraying like fear, portraying like there's actually something there. Like, Sydney Sweeney has a weird amount of acting that I think she can do. Bro, even from your Euphoria, like, Sydney Sweeney can do a really good mental breakdown. I rate Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney's acting ability very similar. But some people seem to think that Zendaya is our generation's, like, literal one of the greatest actresses that's ever lived. And I'm like, okay, pump it back a little bit. Pump it back. I'm putting Zendaya kinda overrated. Sydney Sweeney.
All right, here we go. I was expecting that. Don't hate me, but I do like the jerk. Why do you even bring that up? That has nothing to do with the video. What, Zoom? Control yourself. Stop letting the intrusive thoughts win. We're not watching a video about World War II. Imagine Zendaya, MJ gets replaced by redhead Sydney Sweeney would earn more money. Probably. Wow, this is small nice. Damn, you'd feel nice in Frankfurt in Germany. Yeah, it would. She liked the girl next door pretty, I suppose. Joseph Stalin should be on here. That's crazy.
I stand by what I said. Watch Immaculate and tell me Sydney Sweeney cannot act at all. I think she has an acting ability, and I am going to bring this up right now. When people do bring up the fact, and it is a fact, that Sydney Sweeney gets a lot of her opportunities because of pretty privilege. Yeah, okay, so does Zendaya. Let's just be real here. You know, Zendaya is fairly good looking. She gets a lot of her opportunities because she's good looking. Welcome to acting. You know what? No, I'm gonna crash out on that. I hate when people bring that up, being like, well, this actor or actress only got that opportunity because he's good looking. That's literally how it's always been. They all get it. Name me an actor that's in like the top upper echelon that is not good looking. They'll bring up, oh, Danny DeVito.
But true, it's like, right? If they're not attractive, it's like, Sydney looks like she almost has Down syndrome, but she's a good actress. That's crazy. Okay, bro, that's crazy. I don't know. I never thought about this song if I like it or not. I'm not listening constantly to the song.
That's a meme pick, you know it. Jack Black, he's like, I'm a funny guy, funny guy. No, keep on going, actually. No. Most actors and actresses get the opportunities that they do because they're conventionally good looking. Sydney Sweeney got a lot of that. No, but like, when people say Sydney Sweeney can't act, I'm like, okay, brother, Euphoria, so he can act. I'm sorry. If you're gonna rate Zendaya's acting ability off Euphoria, you kind of have to rank the same for Sydney Sweeney. Oh, well, she doesn't have a lot of depth. Watch Immaculate. Do I think she's like one of the greatest ever? No. I think she's kind. Ugh. I think, that's tough. That's tough. You know what, bro? I'm gonna put Sydney Sweeney kind of overrated, because she gets overrated by. I think you know the fan base that I'm talking about. She gets overrated by that fan base quite a bit, but I'm gonna put her in kind of overrated. I think that's a fair placement. Sabrina Carpenter.
Peak overrated. Peak. Straight up there, that woman. Straight up there. Immediately. No, 100%. Straight up. Guaranteed. Back when movies were silent, all the actors had was looks. I mean, they had body language.
Okay. Espresso, good. Me espresso. But I am going to be real with you. There's a certain amount of Sabrina Carpenter's appeal that I'm kind of like, bro, you're kind of like a more marketable, more talented version of Ice Spice. I'm gonna be. That's where I'm kind of getting from. Like, bro, if I showed you the lyrics of a Sabrina Carpenter song and I changed the tempo, it would literally sound like an Ice Spice song. I'm like, am I tripping? Am I tripping right now? Am I actually gonna go in and saying? I think Sabrina Carpenter, she got some good beats, but I'm also like, how much of the beats are you making? She's also a Disney kid. I'm gonna bring that up right now. A little bit of a Disney kid. That's literally.
He's also a little bit of a, misandrist, right? That's also something.
One step removed from being a Manepo baby. I think she's pretty talented. I think she has a few bangers. However, bro, stop arguing that Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift and Beyonce are even in like the same discussion. No. Sabrina Carpenter's down here. She's like one step above an Ice Spice, bro. Overrated. I gotta put it right there. Robert Pattinson. I'll stand on it right now. I think Robert Pattinson's one of the best actors of this generation, previous generation. Dog, and he can.
He's fine. Right? He's fine. Like, he's okay. Nothing much said. He's fine. I don't really like him in the Batman movie. In that one Batman movie. But, he's fine. He's A-okay, right? He's like nothing crazy. He's fine.
Voice act. The Boy and the Heron. Amazing. Mickey 17, amazing. Should win an award for that bad movie. The Batman.
Now that I think about it, yeah. The Boy and the Heron? Yeah, actually, fair. Yeah. I see that. I see that, yeah.
Twilight. That's tough. I can't really rate Twilight. I'm not the. Yeah. Batman, he's pretty good. Brother, I'm sorry. Robert Pattinson does have a bag, and people thought that he didn't have it because he was known as Vampire Boy. But he can voice act, he can be dark, he can be serious. Mickey 17, he has a good range. You kind of have to give it to him, dude. His range, I think it justifies it. I think Robert Pattinson's one of the best. I really do. I'm going to put him in cool and say, I think that's actually a pretty fair placement. And there you go. Those are some of the most overrated.
Fair. I'm not gonna lie, the Batman movie made me sleepy a bit. It's not like other Batman movies. There's no argument to be right. I still think that the right. The thing is like right. I don't know. It's hard to say. He was decent. It's a different type of Batman movie. The problem with the Batman was that Batman was the side character. The movie was about what the Riddler was doing, pretty much, right? It's a different kind of Batman movie. It's not like the others, right? That's just the reality. Why did everyone think he was straight? Twilight was a giveaway. I suppose Victoria's spin-off Hollywood Arts is coming this October on Netflix. Well, let's hope nothing eventually comes on Netflix anymore, because I fucking despise Netflix and I want them to shut down. They never will, but you know, a man can always dream and have hopes. Not bad, just slow. Huh, the TikTok brain is hitting hard here, huh?
Celebrities that I can find. If you enjoyed this video, please consider a like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 300,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That is the new goal. And if you enjoyed it, hit the bell icon to stay notified. If you have a video suggestion you want to put it in.
Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video. That was long. The entire recording took me... Right, the entire recording took me an hour and almost 20 minutes. So that's the testament of this video. My yapping is longer than the video. Anyway, yeah, that was fun. I agree with his list, except for why Taylor Swift is low. That bitch should be up. Further up. Anyway, fantastic.